Hey everyone, it's Megan from Unleash Coaching, and I hope you're having the most magnificent day. We're going to be continuing on with Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. We want to make sure that you know and commit to your purpose and goals, that you develop and build your mindset in your community, and of course, you take massive, meaningful action. Let's go feed our beast. Over the last 30 years was the importance and value of not doing something just because that's the way it's always been done. In fact, that's probably the worst reason to do something, or one of the worst reasons to do something. Oh, well, we do that because that's the way it's always been done. Oh, well, okay. Is there a better way to do it? Is there something else that we can be doing? Is there a way that's faster, more efficient, more effective? Whatever that may be. In fact, embrace the idea of making new rules. Question the things that you're doing now. Why are you doing them? Are you doing them for the customer? Are you doing them to make something better? Are you doing them because it helps? 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, one person had a problem. So we changed the entire process for everybody because one person had an issue. Something it's probably the very question status quo, not just don't be afraid, embrace questioning status quo, embrace others to question status quo, have them have the same critical thinking about what it is they're doing and why they're doing that you're going to start having if you didn't already have it. You look at the laws in different countries and you look at laws that are still on the books that aren't really enforced, that have been around for 150 years. And if you look at those and read them, you're like, how can these even still be on the books? This is ridiculous. Well, it might be the same with some policies where you are. It might be the same with some personal policies that you have that maybe you don't even realize you have because you do them unconsciously. Light on that. That's the action for you today. Put a spotlight on what are the things that I'm doing that I'm just doing because I've always done them, or I do them because other people do them. These in your organization. Why do we do it this way? Is this helpful? Does this make the process better? Does this make the experience for the people that we serve better? Does it make the experience for our employees better? And if the answer isn't yes, or you don't know and you can't find out, do it. Valuable for you to have in place. I don't know that it's valuable for you to be expending time and energy doing whatever that thing is. So take the time today to really look at some of those things, or just sensitize yourself to it, right? Like a policy that you have personally or the organization has in one day, but sensitize yourself to it. Have some kind of a mantra in your mind, create whatever that is, like it's okay to question, or just why. Just constantly when you're doing something, ask yourself, why am I doing this? And then the next thing that you start doing, why am I doing this? Or why are we doing it this way? It can make a huge difference. I was in an organization one time where there was a policy that was put in place, and it was exactly what I described. It was a policy that was put into place because something had gone wrong once. And the problem that it created was frustrating for a lot of people, but it went wrong once. One time out of years and years and hundreds of things happening, one time. Intensive to mitigate this one thing that happened. It required people to be dedicated to do that one thing. And those people had previously done something else and they were dedicated to doing that one thing now. It was just this one double check, and they had to drop whatever they were doing when it needed to be double checked, and drop whatever they were doing when it needed to be double checked, and spend the time double checking it. And it was an involved process. It wasn't something that just took them 5 minutes. And the staff complained about it and complained about it. And other staff were like, no, you can never get rid of it because that one time it happened this way and we can't ever have that happen again. So after years of this, they had a new leader in place. And again, it was brought to them, and he did a great job of like, okay, what's the pros? What's the cons? Why are we doing this? And he asked those questions. Why are we doing this? Because the amount of time and effort that we are investing into avoiding a possible problem that has only happened once before is not the most useful use of our time and effort. So policy was canceled. Happy about that. And it definitely was very valuable. People got to go back to their core job duties and not constantly be distracted by this one thing they needed to do. And it really is worth it. So ask why. Ask the people around you why. Ask them to ask why. To that just because it's the way we've always done it doesn't mean it's the right way to do it. And have that critical thinking and apply that to your policies and your processes. Now, that's not the only thing that we need to do. We want to overall make sure that we are providing a valuable service to the people that we serve, whatever that is. So that's one of the reasons why you want to review these policies and processes, because if it's not doing something valuable for your customer, your client, your employee, your organization in a way that is worth the time and effort it takes to do whatever the thing is that it's doing, let it go. Get rid of it. Because if it's not helping, it's hurting because it's drawing away from the things that help. Start asking that question, to start developing that mindset of why is it that we do it this way, and make it part of the culture. Make people feel comfortable doing that. Encourage them to do it. Thank them for doing it. Even if the answer is you don't change whatever it was they questioned or the recommendation that they did, always give them a soft landing for that feedback and listen to what it is they have to say and listen to why it is that they want to say that. And then if it makes sense, make the change. But if it actually makes sense to keep it, then keep it. And thank them for taking the time, having the mindset, caring enough, and having the courage to ask the question. I just shared one with you. If you have any stories like that where you're working somewhere or you read an article about a funny story where they had this ridiculous law still on the books or whatever that was, examples of why just doing it this way because we've always done it that way is a terrible idea, I would love to hear it. Reach out on social media, send an email, give us a call. Megan Rovnack, Unleash Coaching. And as always, I hope you have the most magnificent day.